Hello everyone and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 in our random Hearts of Iron map. We are playing as Germany still. We just defeated nationalist Spain, made them into a puppet, and put the Democratic Party in power in their country. We just decided at the very tail end of our video to send our spies into Spain to support the ruling party in that country. They currently have 25%. They used to be fascist, which was just about at equal strength with the Democratic Party in that country, which reminded us of our pending problems with our upcoming election. The election comes up at the 1st of January of 1940, and it's currently almost the end of 1938. So we will need to start seriously worrying about that in the near future. With the government of nationalist Spain doing a complete 180, the military has as well. Basically what that means is that the previously existing military, like the guys down here in our Greek colony, are now on our team. They're now fighting on our side. New military leaders come in and new enemies are identified. This also means that the Dutch now have a completely undefended border with the nationalist Spanish. And the Bulgarians now have a completely undefended border with the nationalist Spanish. And these guys are our buddies now. You know, they're our little friends. Good job, Poland. You held your own very well. We are going to completely remove Lend-Lease from Poland at this point. Yeah, and we're not going to send any to Italy either. We'll see if nationalist Spain wants to... Oh, I can request... Yeah, they would not accept Lend-Lease from us at this point, but they might in the near future. I think we are still in a build-up phase at this point. I want to make sure that these Dutch troops down here, like these are... This is where the game gets sort of weird, because it really isn't meant to model these sorts of things, you know? Like the leader of the Axis powers would never have given up and then let their army fight for the Allied powers, you know? It would have been a complete surrender of their army, complete disarmament. But what had previously happened was the Dutch gave their troops to the nationalist Spanish, who then commanded the Dutch troops like they were their own troops, which is why you see this little Dutch flag here in the same color as the nationalist troops over here. So these are Dutch troops who we are at war with right now, being commanded by nationalist Spain, who we aren't at war with right now. And right now these guys aren't hostile to us, but they are sort of chilling in our colony, which they did. I mean, admittedly, they gave it back to us, which is nice of them. But I'm sort of not 100% certain what they're going to do about that. Now that could mean that we just we don't need to deal with the Dutch, basically, anymore. I mean, they could have next to no military up here, and we did just destroy almost 200,000 Bulgarian troops, so it could very well be that this war is over. I'm moving these troops up here into defensible positions in sort of a semicircle over here, just so that, I mean, it's really good defensive territory, just so that if they do have backup troops somewhere over here in Bulgaria or in the Netherlands, we will be able to put up some form of resistance. Now, the Poles are still pushing forward. They still want to win this war, but the rest of our army is just kind of stuck back here. Yeah, there you go. Here's what I was talking about. The nationalists gave them back, and they took our port from us, just immediately, right from the get-go. So, I don't know... We're probably going to need to fight them, honestly. We're probably going to need to fight them to get our port back. I wonder why they gave it back to us in the first place. You know, that's the weird question. But I mean, in the meantime, we're in a good spot. You know. So yeah, we're on the defensive up here. We'll let the Poles risk their troops in mad dashes for territory up here. We may be able to force the Dutch to surrender. Wouldn't that be nice? Then we wouldn't even need to worry about risky landings up here. Speaking of risky landings, though, I think we are going to make one. Let's see, how many... We have 5 transports. You can carry 200 total weight. You weigh 35. Let's put you on there. Rangers weigh 20, so that's good. Mountaineers weigh 32. Can we carry everybody? Looks like we can. Yeah, we don't want to bring the garrison division along. And we can carry 61 more, so we'll add the core HQ to the transport as well. So yeah, we're carrying the entire Special Forces division right now. Now, if we were to, you know, like, lose them, it would be really incredibly bad. There would be really no way for us to... I mean, we'd be rebuilding our entire Special Forces. We are going to bring our carrier air groups, our carriers along with, to escort. But really we're just going to try to get in here as quickly as possible, land our men on this island here, and then bring our navy, which has been just chilling over here, bring our navy around here, see if we can sneak through. So we'll see if this works or not. Maybe we'll be able to distract some Dutch troops a little bit more. We are at war with Turkestan. We are at war with New Zealand, so these guys are dangerous. Leave you there for now, because I'm worried about them, like, sortieing out. Fleshing out our armored corps is always nice, because these escort carriers can't really stand up to much of anything on their own. They're slower than normal carriers, so they don't even have the advantage of being able to stay out of range of people, and they carry only half as many airplanes. So it could be very, very disastrous for us. Okay, so from here we can really only land in Copenhagen. How about we just try to land everybody in Copenhagen except for one ranger? We'll land down here, and he can then... Oh, he can only... Well, I guess he can support the attack into Copenhagen. We're not going to capture a port from this landing, which is rather unfortunate. Oh, and we got caught. Our heavy navy got... Oh, well, I suppose we didn't get caught. We caught their transport ships out in the open, which is fantastic. I hope they were carrying maybe their entire Special Forces Corps. That would be great. Yeah, we destroyed 2 of their transport flotillas. That's fantastic. Our navy's going to keep on going. They are moving troops into... no, Galisa, you can't. They're moving troops in to try to prevent our landing in Copenhagen here. And I think that's fine. I mean, it really looks like we've already destroyed the majority of their army. I may not even need to worry about this anymore. They declared this war really early on. Like, nobody has really been able to build up a humongous army yet. And there we go, we just took Copenhagen. Let's move these guys up here. Now, these guys only have as many supplies as they brought with them. Like, Copenhagen doesn't have factories, it doesn't have resources of its own. We really need to capture this port in order for anything to really happen. Can we move through now? We can. That's fantastic. Alright, so rebase up here. And you guys... Oh. The HQ is not yet done moving. So actually, I want you to stay here. You can, yeah, move directly into the Orson. And I need you guys to attack into the Garrison Corps. I want you to actually come over here and defend it. We are being bombed, so we can start a air intercept mission. Just in the airspace immediately around our landing. And hopefully we'll be able to take down their close air support bombers. Looks like we're doing just fine. And our special forces are completely obliterating their garrison division, which is really sort of to be expected. It looks like they still can't get enough supplies in here to fully supply their men in this one port. It probably isn't helped that they need to go all the bloody way around here. That's quite the distance for supporting an invasion. And they lost all the supplies that were already there when they gave it back to us. So we'll do our best here. We don't have any... Oh, we're suffering from a lack of supplies as well. I guess Poland is having a difficult time supplying us as well as they're having a difficult time supporting their own troops. Hopefully we can push them out without too many losses, without too much difficulty. I'm going to leave one infantry corps controlling the opposite end of the strait just in case we do need to retreat, so we'll have at least one well, at least one unit in reserve. It looks like this little invasion is going rather well. We need to take over Helsingor, and we need to move into this province to block the Odense Strait. Wow, they got here before we could move over there, but it looks like their infantry are absolutely no match for our absolutely highly skilled ranger divisions. Yeah, they just pulled right out as soon as possible. This is a very highly upgraded fort. We'd be able to bring in a lot of supplies from this fort. We're going to leave the regular infantry division behind and move everybody else in to continue the advance. And we're going to move the transports back home. And then combine our navies. There we go. So now, I mean, it's still not spectacular. We have too few screens still. We have 3 capital ships now and only 2 ships to protect them. But it's better than just having our escort carriers out on their own with absolutely no protection whatsoever. Now these carrier air groups are just about being able to do everything. So I'm going to redirect them from the air superiority into a ground attack mode. So they will search out enemy units and attack them on the ground, see if they can pick off some people, reduce their organization before they get there. And that slows them down a little bit as well, lets our units get into position even better. I actually moved the infantry division rather than moving everyone except the infantry division. So let's actually do that properly instead. So now when we go into the supply map mode, you can see the nation has automatically set up supply routes for our convoys to be able to bring supplies to this little island and bring any resources that are being produced back out. You see this province is able to produce rare materials, metals, and power, in addition to manpower and a little bit of leadership. So it's a really, really high value province. I wonder how many victory points it's worth. Only 13. It's not that bad. But I mean, this is a war that's going to go very quickly. They don't have enough troops to put together a front line. It looks like Bulgaria still does have enough troops for a front line. To that end, I think we do need to add some war goals. They target Poland with a conquer war goal, so we're going to try the puppet and install democracy war goals with the Netherlands as well. Hopefully we can get both of them in before they surrender. Okay, looks like we've taken the island. Now this strait goes only into the province of Odense over here, so we need to take that as quickly as possible. Now, these mountain brigades really aren't going to help us all that much in this area. There are some different terrain types, but none of them is mountains or hills even until you get down into here. So really, they're just infantry with some fancy special training that won't be relevant in this instance, which is fine. I mean, they're still highly skilled, they're still strong, and I think we have better upgraded infantry and everything than pretty much everybody else at this point. They are counterattacking us pretty hard as we try to advance over the Greek peninsula here. This is an interesting back and forth. We just pushed them out of this province, and they are counterattacking us to try to get us back out of this province. Their units are not fully reinforced yet because they are suffering from intermittent supplies penalties, but we are also suffering from quite a few lack of supplies, mostly because this is our land now, but we only have this one small insignificant port, the port of Corinthos over here. It's only rank 1, which means we can only bring in 7.83 units of supplies every day, and with the amount of troops we have, each one requires 3. So we are going to be constantly suffering a lack of supply penalty, which sucks, you know. Just really sort of sucks all around and in general. So we might be able to win here because their generals are less experienced than ours, our units have quite a bit of experience under their belts and the combined arms bonus. But these are medium armors. These are medium armored units. And they have air support. We don't, still. Same old problems. So we'll do our best to get their organization down to as low as we can. And keep our own, because if we don't do that, we might be forced back. Which would not be good. No, and now we're out of supplies, yeah. And our units are being pushed back. I mean, it depends on how many of these troops they can get up to the front. Each of these divisions are very wide divisions, so they can only have 2 of them at the front at one time. And we can potentially have 4 of ours at the front. We just plain do not have the ability to supply all these troops. Some of them are being supplied, you know, some of them have some supplies at the very least. They don't all completely lack supplies. That does mean they are not fighting very efficiently. They're not defending very well. Even the one in Polish territory is lacking in supplies. Yeah, it's looking like we're going to be pushed back here. I mean, worse things have happened. I'm not too exceptionally worried about it. Get as many people back as possible. And we'll send you over there because we can't get any supplies here. We need to get our men retreating as quickly as possible because these guys are going to be able to retreat fairly quickly. You unfortunately are just going to need to hold out for as long as possible and let your friends retreat. Oh good, we have a skill 1 max general. That's fantastic. Oh right, we're at war with you two. Good. So, okay, we can't really afford to lose that port, so we're going to need to send you back. So let's send the other mountain unit back. You can keep on going this way. Oh boy. We're at war with everybody. And then we were attacked in Patra, and you have no organization, so you're not going to be able to resist. Yeah. So hopefully we don't just get blitzed through here and lose this entire corps. Alright. One of them got out. Well, bummer. We lost it to Turkestan. Turkestan decided that they can cross the strait just as easily as we can. And, I mean, they're kind of right. It was an oversight on my part. But we are attacking the back. We have fairly skilled infantry. Fairly skilled generals. Really, I'm worried about our troops down here. I don't want them to just get blitzed on through. Another one's out. Two more are out. Now it's just the one guy. Very skilled guy. 55% experience for each one of these guys. And you guys are now going to need to defend for him. Because it's going to take him a while to get here. And you guys won't be able to defend for very long, unfortunately. But any is better than none. Oh, and we've been attacked. Our navy in the Balts over here. Well, it looks like we're going to lose a light cruiser. It's unfortunate. Our aircraft are fighting their aircraft in the sky. Looks like we forced them to retreat. Maybe we can... Oh yeah, we saved our light cruiser, and now our aircraft are... they're still just dueling in the sky. Might last for a bit of time. We really need to take Copenhagen back before they can bring more troops across this strait. It looks like maybe you can get out in time. Then we can hold them here again. Yes, good. Yeah, just retreat, run away. Yeah, it looks like everybody can get out in time. Wonderful. Best news all day. I was hoping we'd be able to take back that port, but I guess now we just need to defend Poland from the south down here. Meantime, letting Poland do all the heavy lifting, and we did decently well in that naval battle there. All of our ships are fairly well damaged and need to reorganize. But we killed one of their heavy cruisers. Was it our battleship? Did our battleship do it? Yeah, our battleship killed one of their heavy cruisers. Wonderful. They're gaining more and more experience by the day. So I suppose we can have you rebase over here. Oh, that's why they did that. So they could prevent us from crossing that strait. I understand now. And our airplanes are not doing too hot. We haven't taken an air base over here. So we still don't have the ability to give our guys air support except from our Navy, and our aircraft carriers aren't doing too hot in terms of their air groups. Galicia, no. The answer is no. We're going to attack you soon. How's your guys' war going again? I mean, they're just kind of beating each other up. I'm not too worried about it either way. Yeah, you're being bombed by carrier air groups. And it's generally not a good idea to keep your navy where your opponent has control of the skies. It's just sort of asking for trouble. I wonder if we can get down here to this river. Okay. We need to stop the advance and start consolidating. Because now our defenders of Helsingor are being attacked from the beach while they're trying to attack into Copenhagen. So they need to stop that. It's quite a lot of ships. Quite a bit of boats. We're doing fairly well. We don't know what type of unit is attacking us yet, but it has quite the penalty to amphibious landings, so it's probably a normal infantry division, not one that we necessarily need to worry too much about, although this unit is taking quite the beating here. Good thing we left a defense unit behind, I suppose. Speaking of leader skill, these guys down here, you had one of these, yeah, you. With the skill 1 max, yeah, that's not acceptable for our expeditionary army. We'll pick another 0 skill general to slot in there, but skill 1 max is really not acceptable at all. Anyone else? Skill 2 max, I mean, you're sort of useful, but we've got skill 5s. Noble Raven, I can't bring myself to take him out of there. He's too important. This Lieutenant General in charge of the 5th Corps is skill 6. He was skill 0, and we sent him here as well. So let's take a look. Skill 1 max again. We'll just give another skill 0. Skill 0 max, really? Man, that's atrocious. Skill 0 max again. How about you? Skill 0. Okay, good. Alright. Better. Much better. And because they're not immediately in combat, we don't need to worry about them having just lost half of their organization. They're losing organization fairly quickly, but so are we. Mostly thanks to that air bombardment, and they have reinforcements as well. So we need to get our men over this strait as quickly as possible. 16th of December. My goodness, that takes a while. I think that there are too many ships out there for me to do a naval engagement. We just need to get our ships across the strait here. Our men across the strait. Now it's the 16th? I mean, it is December. I suppose, yeah, things are freezing. So everything is going to be much harder, especially attacking, honestly. They have a 30% weather penalty. So everything's going to slow to a crawl for the next few months. Which is fine. Alright, we have been pushed out of the province of Helsingor. That's our port province, so we need to desperately take it back. The problem is the presence of their ships in this province makes it very difficult for us to move supplies and men over these straits here. Now we do have the Mountain Brigade, which will immediately engage in an attack. That also forces our navy out. And I suppose Den Helder is a good spot for them to go and rest for now. I mean, there's no supplies up here anymore. This is the only unit with any supplies, and he only has 5 days of supplies left. So really he has 5 days to push this marine unit, who also doesn't have any supplies, out of this province. And Bulgaria is counterattacking down here in Sardinia. The front's really slow to a crawl up here. We need to make sure to add that last war goal, the install democracy, in the Netherlands. Oh, and apparently this is considered a strait. Where'd my infantry unit go? Huh. Well, I guess the infantry unit that was there was destroyed. So our supporting infantry unit that was part of the Special Forces Brigade, the Special Forces Corps, is no longer. It just simply doesn't exist anymore. So okay, we took Copenhagen, which gives us control over the Oresund Straits again, which means they can't move any units through. And we are now moving into Helsingor, which will give us access to a port again, which will allow us to supply all of these people. And we need to move you back here as quickly as possible. Okay, now we control the Oresund. We need to get supplies in here. I guess we should build a supporting unit for the Rangers. Can we build a new Ranger division? No, we still can't. Our balance is still off in terms of the Rangers, which is unfortunate. Maybe an armored division would be good for them. We'll build our first medium armored division for the Rangers. Make it the top priority. It won't be done until June of next year, but it's almost the end of 1938. So, and they finally took Patra back from us. They must be having the same supply problems we do. Okay, so we're doing fairly well right now in terms of organization. All of our units survived that little escapade and are completely reinforced. So we could attack across the strait again. I don't think that would necessarily be in our best interests. I think we're going to win the war against the Netherlands regardless of our actions down in the Greek colony. It's a secondary front. This is much more important. It's vastly important that we get supplies in here, which means taking Helsingor, which means waiting for you to take the province, please. You already destroyed the unit that was defending it. And I would love it if there were an airfield we could take. I wanted to take this one. I wanted to move down here, take all of this, and block them off right here. And then start moving the Third Army, which is currently under strength, but is remarkably up to strength under strength, to start pushing from the north. That's the type of deployment we could possibly do during winter without wasting too much. Please get there. You're almost out of supplies. You are out of supplies. Yeah, there goes your supplies. But you're there, which means we can start shipping in supplies. So the next week, there we go. It just took a day. So okay, it was a video of setbacks and not so setbacks. We're letting the Poles do the heavy lifting on the actual front because well, I mean, it's not us. So like, we have nothing to gain from this. They weren't threatening us. All of them were threatening Poland, and we just sort of made the mistake of allying with Poland too early on in the game. So World War II happened, started in 1938. Nobody had a fleshed out army yet. We still have 2,500 unused manpower just lying around. Netherlands can't even build enough of an army to complete their front line. Bulgaria's front line stretches thousands of miles. It's just ridiculous. So we're plunking at what we can. We wanted control of this strait as soon as possible anyway. We managed to get our navy grouped together in a semi-intelligent way. We got more destroyers that we can add to this, so we might actually be able to have an efficient amount of screens fairly soon. Speaking of our navy, we will have some battleships and more carriers and light cruisers coming up soon. We might need to rethink our naval strategy in the upcoming months. We are waiting for these two to start beating on each other a little bit harder than they currently are. Right now they're just kind of sitting and waiting, and then we will swoop in and probably attack both of them because they both have provinces that rightfully belong to us. Yeah, we're good people, right? Yeah, we're good people. Thanks for watching the video, everyone. Feel free to like, comment, or subscribe if you so feel the desire to. If not, don't worry about it. I'm always welcoming to constructive criticism. Go ahead and leave it in the comments, or go ahead and send me a private message. Either way, I hope you'll join me for the next video. Thanks much, and I'll see you all next time.